It's Friday, March 8th, 2013. It's about 7:15 in the morning. I'm out here on Pine Creek in Tioga County. Gonna do a little bit of delayed harvest fishing today. So far I have the whole creek to myself. It's about 25 degrees out, so I'm gonna fish till I can't feel my hands anymore. Go back to the truck, warm up, and then keep fishing. I'll just go back and forth. Got about 5 hours of good fishing time here, so see if I can catch anything today. I'm going to start off with a Joe's Fly Spinner Royal Coachman pattern. See what I can catch today. Well, I've been out here for about an hour now. Haven't had any hits yet. I moved upstream a little bit, closer to where they stocked the fish in here back in the fall. They haven't stocked it yet this spring. They were supposed to stock it tomorrow, but it got moved back a couple weeks. I missed getting it on film, but I just had an eagle fly from up there and then down into the canyon. By the time I got the camera out and hit record, it was too far away to even tell because this camera doesn't have good zoom. But even though I haven't had any hits yet, it's a great day to be out on the water. And I have the whole creek to myself so far, so hopefully I can get into some trout here soon. There's the eagle again. He just came back upstream. I wonder if it's the same one I saw when I was out here back in the fall. Either way, that's pretty cool. I wish my camera had better zoom so I could zoom in on his head, but that's as much as I can zoom. But that's definitely an eagle, that's not a hawk. I can see his head from down here. Pretty cool. There's a mink on that rock right there. Just went down into the creek. Maybe he'll come back up somewhere. There's a couple of deer way up there on the hill. I think there's another car coming down the road, and they heard it, started snorting. I can't zoom in any farther than that. Probably about 80 yards away. Well, I still haven't caught any trout yet. I fished my way up through where they were stocked back in the fall, which was down to the right of that island right there. And I've just been fishing my way upstream through these riffles. I'm gonna probably keep fishing up to the top of this section, but I haven't even had any hits yet. I've been switching up my baits. Right now I'm using a little trout magnet jig, white and chartreuse. I've been using spinners, different colors of trout magnets. Haven't had a hit yet, so I mean, these fish have definitely moved around since the fall. That's gonna be a given, but I'll just keep fishing my way through, trying to see if I can catch any. Well, I'm hooked up to a huge trout. My first fish of the day. He was strip and drag. I'm trying to film, but I don't want to lose this fish. It is huge. All the way at the top of the delayed harvest section on Pine Creek. Near Darling Run. Hooked up to a real nice fish. It looks like it might be a brown trout. It's a real nice fish. That's a big trout. He's fighting me hard right now. This fish doesn't come anywhere near close to fitting in my net. I'm freaking pumped right now. That is a nice fish. And like I said, they haven't stocked this since October, so this fish is a holdover. I'm just thrilled. Let me get a tape measure on him and see if I can figure out how big he is exactly. Alright, well I just got my tape measure on him. 23 inches. 23-inch brown trout. Nice fish. Alright, so I'm going to get my lure out of this fish and get him released because it's delayed harvest. Can't keep them right now. But that is a nice fish. He was barely hooked. My bait just came out. So I'll get him upright. That fish right there just made today worth it. It's still probably less than 30 degrees out. My hands are numb. But I just took my trophy trout in 2013. I just wish there was somebody else here with me so I could get a better picture with me holding the fish, but I guess that's one of the drawbacks of fishing by yourself. Alright, well, I'm walking back to the truck to get warmed up, and I just wanted to take a minute and go over my gear today. I'm using my ultralight rod, 6.5 foot, and that brown trout that I just caught, that trophy trout, took a trout magnet jig on a 1/32 ounce jig head, chartreuse and white body, and that fish just goes to show you that if you use ultralight tackle you can catch trophy fish. I know my friends usually give me a hard time about the fact that I use 4-pound test line when I trout fish, but if you know what you're doing, not only is it a lot more fun, but you can land trophy fish like that one that I just landed. You just have to play the fish right. You know, you can't force it. You have to set your drag a little on the light side. And I don't know if you could hear, but that fish was stripping drag off my reel. But if you know what you're doing, ultralight tackle, I think, is the best type of tackle to use for trout. But it's also the most fun because you really feel everything that the fish is doing. You know, even when you catch 7-inch stock trout, it's still a blast. So that just goes to show that 4-pound test can land trophy trout. You just have to know what you're doing. And that was a great day on the creek, so I'm pretty happy today. I might even just call it a day just to end on a good note, because I know I'm not going to top that fish today. So the truck's just up here. Beautiful day out on Pine Creek, fishing delayed harvest, and that's my first trophy fish of 2013.